Hello, my name is Epizarwin, and I wanted to cover the new wall height parameter in conjunction with elevation. Uh, if you know anything about the Codex so far, you'll probably learn pretty quickly that elevation doesn't actually block vision. I can see it up top here with this character. I'm currently with the vision perspective, and I can see behind it. Now, if I drag this character down here where I drew a wall. Walls obviously block vision. I can't see inside or behind. Here, what I've done, if I go over to my building tab, I drew a wall that is, in this case, it was 4 high, right? And this character is on elevation that's 4 high, right? So if I select this and go to the token vision, I can not see up here anymore. I also can't see around, which is pretty cool. Now there are some caveats to this. So this is with the darkness, or I call it black fog sometimes. If I do dim, for some reason I can see the character up here. Also, if I do memory, it's black, right? But if I go up and then come back down, I can see the token there still. And I believe it's not just me remembering this, because if I turn this off, move this character one over, go back to player vision or token vision, you can see that this player can see that this moved, right? So unfortunately right now I think the best thing to do is probably to use darkness, and I'll explain a little bit more about that here. There are some things you can do if you really want to use dim, but I kind of don't think it's great. I can't see this one, but I can see this. And what's happening here, if I take my character and drag it over, you can see that white barrier there is the wall, and it's drawn one higher than the elevation is. And I can see that character. If I drag it over here, you can see that wall is too high, higher than the area. And I can't see the character there. But this has like obviously some negative consequences. If I go up here, I can't see here, even though these are both at level 4 terrain. And if I go in here, it completely blocks out the rest of the map because it's a too high wall and I can't see past it. So for right now, I think probably the best way to use this is with darkness. That way you can get this effect where you don't see what's up top. It's unfortunate because I kind of like the way dim looks sometimes better, especially with like outdoor maps where theoretically maybe your character knows the lay of the land. Um, but it's what we had to deal with right now. And if I come down here, I discovered something kind of cool about this. This has a slope on it. This is 4 high once again. And if I drag my character up here, you can see that they can't see what's going on up here yet. But there is a threshold where once you pass that, you can kind of imagine your character being high enough up that slope where they can see this higher area. So right now they're only at 3, but they can see this 4. And I feel like that's pretty realistic to me. So that's a cool little thing there. Also, there is something else you can do here. Here, and I try to color code this as you can see. If I go here, I can't see. If I go here, I can, and I'm 1 lower than I was in the other example. And the reason this is happening is because here I drew the wall to be 4 high, and here I drew it to only be 3 high. And what I think is kind of happening here is if I drag this character over here to the section view that I drew, I think it's kind of calculating sideways maybe. And if you go up this slope, this is that 4 high wall and this is that 3. At some point, when it draws over, you get to this point where you're equal to the height of the wall, or the top of your character is. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure the devs could maybe explain this a bit better, and I'm just kind of guessing at how this works. But I feel like I know like a technique you could use here. I don't actually know the math or like how this is calculated in the codex. So given all of this stuff, you can have, multiple platforms here. And I forgot what elevations these were because I built this a couple days ago. but I can't see anything. If I go up here, this is 4 high, so I can see this 4 area. I can see this 2 area, this 3 area. If I come over here, because this is 3 high, I can still see all these areas. If I go to this 2, I can no longer see these 4 areas. Now, obviously, at some point, as your character moves away in like the real world, you would probably be able to see a bit more of that uh, uh, 4 high elevation area. Um, but realistically, I don't think that's going to come up much in a game like this. And if I go up to the 6 area, I can see everything. I think there's maybe a couple more things I wanted to cover. If I go here, this is actually a low area. This is -1. If I drag a character up here, you can see the wall is going all the way down to that -1. So I think when you draw a wall, it just defaults to going as far down as it can. It doesn't start at 0. Likewise, if I go over here, I just drew a wall, right? There's no elevation change here really, and it is going all the way down to that -1. I'm pointing with my finger at the wall, like you're gonna see that. It's ridiculous. Uh, um, I think this is the last thing. Yes, so if I go up here, I'm at 2, and this is at 2.5, right? It's not a integer, it's a decimal point value, right? If I go back down, I go up here to this 2.6, you can see this character is still considered at 2. And now if I go up to this, which is 2.61, they are now considered to be a 3, or at least they're visually displaying as a 3. I don't know if they're actually, I haven't tested if they're actually at a 3 yet. And for people that don't know, if you're doing elevation stuff, you can put crazy decimals in here, and I think it does do it. It just won't display it. So I put in 2.51. It's not going to display it here, and I don't think it's going to display it here either. But it does have that value because these two areas are different, right? This is 2.61, this is 2.6, and with this, my character is at 3, and this character is still at 2. And then, yeah, so that's it. Hopefully, I hope they can get the dim working with this in a way that makes sense to me. Otherwise, this is really cool stuff. Like you can have maps that have valleys and stuff like that, maps that have a lot of elevation change. I haven't tried this yet with a multi-floor map. I'm thinking more so far in just like outdoor areas where you have hills, and hills are great for draw steel, right? I have actually one map that I set up with this. And let's get rid of that and drag this character over. So if I go into the view here, right, this is more like an actual map. This area is elevated, right? So they're at a 2, and I go down here, they're at a 0. And I feel like they would be able to look up here because it's kind of a gradual slope up. But all of these areas surrounding it, this character are at 4, right? And if I go up here, if I go like this, you can see, and actually let's make this a little straighter. You can see the diagram showing them going up 4. You can also see, let's let's go back down. If I go up enough, nope, that wasn't good. That was 3. So this is going to be 3 here. Once again, they can see the whole area because they're high enough on that cliff that they can probably get their head above that line and see this 4 square area. So now they can come up here, right? Also, there's a cool thing I noticed just today that they has this nice little blue arrow here saying safely drop. That's neat. It's neat. Cool stuff. Really excited about this wall height parameter, and all the cool things we can do. I can't wait to try it out with like multi-floor setup and see what can be done there, or if if it has any bugs. I just think it's really neat. The power of this is just like something that I feel like with other BTTs you would have to be managing add-ins for, right? This is amazing. So if you have any comments on the video, I don't know what I'm doing in terms of video production. Any help would be appreciated. And that's it. I don't have a sign off. Bye.